Good morning, folks. It's 10:37 a.m. on the 21st day, 12th month, 2022. That's another day of the doses. Tomorrow's got a lot of them in it. So anyways, I'm having a look now at, well, these are temperatures of where I'm pointing. But anyhow, I'm looking at the infrared now of Tropical Cyclone Darian, which I don't see any chance of going to Darwin anytime soon. And a lot of people are worried about his cyclone on Darwin. Their cyclonic system is going to form pretty much right, well, just a little bit south of Darwin and out to sea a bit, enough to affect the area. And it's going to look like cyclonic for sure because it spins in a certain direction. This here is I'm looking at the center of circulation for Darian, and I got a lot of data I can get on Darian. If you want to track tropical cyclones, I suggest you use this site here from the University of Wisconsin. This people have been teaching geoengineering a long time. Let me see. I'll pop that in for you here, and I'll have a little go over this site. This is easy to use. This is what's going to be impacting Darwin. Is this invest area that has been invested in? I always like that word, but I don't like it. You know what I mean? Invest. What have they invested in? But this is where Darian is, and all the pressure say she's trucking out to here, right? You got an invest area here that its moisture is going to roar through here. It's going to affect you guys, because as the channeled water meets the winds coming down here, it's got nowhere else to go but here, and that's bringing a lot of dynamics with it. You have winter dynamics from up here in that wind meeting tropical dynamics along the tropic line here. Today is the shortest day of the year here and the longest day of the year here, right? Happy solstice day to all. It's a wobble wobble day. I had a good discussion about that with John South today. I can't remember the exact name, but she'll type in what Bairam it is. She had very interesting tales to tell about the traditions of this day and how so many of them become other holidays later on. We had a great discussion about that. So I'm going to go, if you click on this here, right, it'll do a pop-up screen. And I hope all this is loaded okay, right? And then you end up with this, which you will disregard. So you'll take that off. And you'll select here, what do you want? Infrared? Bam. So take the track off. I find it very distracting. And I take the forecast stuff. I find that distracting. Really, all I want to know is the intensities of this storm. What's the numbers? Right? If you get below, you're at 940. It's nearly impossible for clouds to exist in the eye of a rotation with that much of a low in it. This here is above enough where it could have clouds. This one here is well too low. So if you take the two lows and meet the middle, you're going to maybe get an accurate reading. How they get these readings is different. I'm not sure what level of the atmosphere are they measuring to get these winds, but they're very, very, very high. So you can go through this and actually get animes that you could send to each other, which this one's dramatic. I've got a pop-up. I prefer to use the windies, but here I can actually get quick data that I can just take quick screenshots so I know. Right at that time that's happened. And I can always use this down here in my bottom corner to judge those type things of time. Now here's a shot of that. See where I'm pointing? There's your timestamps. So I'm going to go away from this one because I'm going to use pressure to show you guys how they move a storm, and I'm going to use EMF. So that site is very handy for quick. And down here they got quadrants where you can go to anywhere in the world and look at different things, dust, Saharan layers, and things like this, and the mimics as well. It's very good. Global mosaics. That's a new. That wasn't up there before. Oh, this is neat. Right, so you can get all sorts of loops of the planet to look at. Water vapors, infrareds, and all sorts. So there you go. So enjoy that site. To the best of your abilities and learn how to use it, please. Right, this is NASA Worldview, you guys, and it cuts right through the eye. You're just getting a shot of it. And it is not devoid of clouds enough where I would say that it is a Category 5. This is chem bomb fueled, actually. I can show you some great views of it, right? Because I've got her loaded and to go. This is what SETU is showing me as of right now. So I'll switch her over to infrared so that we can come back over and have a look at the bombasticness. If it's not so whited out off the top, because this thing's got such a toroid going in it that the outflow going like this way to the top, in from the bottom, up, around, in, up, around, in layers going in a circle. But it's not a perfect toilet flush. I might have to refresh this screen. That's the last thing it loads. But I already had it up a little while ago. So give it a moment and it'll refresh enough where I can go in on the eye. Yeah, I'm going to give you a lengthy tour. I'm sorry if I didn't go over your pictures like I was wanting to. But we can have a good discussion over as well. I'll pick out some choice ones after I do this part. But I want to waylay some fears. Everybody's worried this Category 5 is going to hit here. And I say, no, it is not. Okay, let's waylay your fears, and I'll tell you about, we'll talk about the invest area that has just popped up over here. Right about here. So I said it's going to form very suddenly because the vortices between these islands here. It caused a lot of strange flows. And this EMF wall here has stopped it from moving. See this line of bombs here? This is going to hem this. This is going to cause a turn. And the wind coming down there is going to demand a turn this direction. As it is right now, it's creeping in a high direction. See, it's descending like that. So that'll be heat and microwaves, and boy, are they blasting it. If that's staying in line like this, there's microwave blast that's come through here, a big one. And that other site will show you the mimics as well. Here, I'll go back to it. Oops, that's the mimic. Oops. Down in the bottom. Well, I'm not going to turn it off. Whoa, that's flashy on the eyes. So that'll be a fairly recent beam act going right through here. Look, there it is. See the beam? I'm quick. I can see it in the clouds. And it's pointing all the way down here, so it's most likely could be either a ship at sea or Xmas looks to be going in right here. So this is another device entirely. But there's more than one device here. So to say it's just that big antenna on the end of the island is to not see the full picture. I have to look at a lot of factors. A lot of big quaking going on in the trench. Look at the beam. See it? See the beam? Boom. Coming right through. See it? Pulses here, 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 and here, boxing out this area, coming straight through here, right up the trench. So expect earthquakes to continue. Could be something bigger coming. They're hitting the front of this storm. Right here. That's a steering current. It'll tend to track it down. Can't arrest the momentum entirely. And it's going to intensify it. It's going to create a heated outflow towards the direction of the turn. Spitting off a band right now. If they do a cut move right here, that comes to you. Right behind this. And I think that's about to happen. When they put a wall here, down here, this storm trucks out here and it acts like a gear. It just spins. So everything comes up and over. Everything down there gets hemmed down cold and brought up. It'll be a pressure move. I can see that just from reading this one image. Boy, that's a lot of tools up there. My goodness. Should play Rush today, 2112. One of the greatest drummers of all time, proving wrong. Master percussionist, lyricist, composer, and was not a poser. Neil Peart. May you rest in peace. Hey, look at the head. This is why I pulled up. I stopped on this one. Because you get the fry guy in there. Look. He's getting fried. He's like, hey, what's going on? Woo, I'm your boogeyman. The face of geoengineering shows up in Darian. Here's Darian. Hi, how you doing? Boom all. That's a screenshot of that. That's dramatic looking, isn't it? Boy, do you got some bombs going on. Here, let me roll the 6 hour. There's a lot of feeding going on. See how that beam is his press is this storm. It's just wobble in this direction. Right? This is a 6-hour feed. Right? The center is here. Well, where the middle finger was. It's actually compression, which really means it's about to expand out, in, out, like a breath. So it spits. And you're going to spit one. And when it does, it goes back in that tropic zone. I have to come in a little closer. I get a much better look at the bombs on the other one. Look at them going off and making storms here, this whole row. Bomb, 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 making a pressure wake that fuels the storm behind it. This makes the dynamics for it to happen. Bomb, 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 bomb. Right here. In this area. See it? The palm tree look. Let's see, are we running? Uh-oh, yeah. It's okay to be joking. It's okay. No, it wasn't you, Rachel. I've gotten a lot of messages of people very, very concerned about that storm. Now, it wasn't your message. I saw your post. No, it wasn't you, Rachel. You're cool. Get ready to make some orders. I sent somebody wants a wine. Definitely a few of those other sets. Yeah, I'm busy selling your stuff instead of mine. Am I an idiot? I don't know. Look at the firework going off here. Does that look like a firework to you? Boom! And it nucleates the storm behind it. I'm jumping back. It doesn't seem like they change this image every 34. It's a 20-minute jump on these images. And they're still not hiding the guilt. Are they idiots or what? This is a chem bomb fueled event here, Darian. Darian would not exist if not for the will of man. And well, if the will of man is to destroy, then that is a bad will to have, and my oneness goes against that will of destruction. I'd rather have constructiveness. A new construct, really, as I look at these bombs here off the edge here on this side. Bomb and a bomb, a bomb, a bomb, bomb. Damn! I think they're bombing the storm. It's spreading out, and this is like a half an hour apart. It's still there, these dots. And they're not funneling in, so they're on a different level of the atmosphere. Or there's a controlled platform that has propulsion in it and the ability to hover and move onto a location. As something went by here and sprayed. Boom, 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 went the plumes fueling Darian. I call it Damien and get it over with. There's so many sixes to be seen here. 6. We'll go to the 2 hour now so the jumps will be better. The 2 hour make it jump, jump. Because Daddy Mac out here is taxifying your sky. And it's time for you to be the Mac Daddy. The palm tree bomb formation. I've seen that before. And as they roll, they make the storm where the pinch point is here. Huh? The classic. Let's see what's feeding it now. This is CGI. Yep, everything is that you see on a picture these days, unless you're using photographic film. Look at this square just moving along. Nothing to see here but a bomb field and another one coming out behind it, fueling the dynamics of a storm, keeping it in. They're making a corridor. That's a corridor. And they aim it down that way. It's like if they squeezed the pimple out in this direction. If they squeezed it that way, she'd go that way. Yeah, it's just, there's a pimple and they're squeezing it. It's nasty. A big vag formation out here. All fueled with bombs. And this moisture is streaming into that tropic band I was talking about. Right? Every time this spits, it throws moisture into here. That goes into a channel here that's coming down here. Or into the side as this forms. I can't quite catch it where they're splitting it. There'll definitely be a radar here controlling it. This is where you have to control it from. There'll be beams have to come out from here. And this area here is exceedingly guilty of beaming. Look, beams on here, beam pointed out from Jakarta. Jakarta will own the show. And they'll have naval vessels out here. And that'll split the flow. Some comes through, some don't. Some goes to Darwin, Some comes in the Carpentariat to meet across here to give you the whole hoeing of the Christmas season. Here's the cat says, I can't unsee that now. Cat walking away with its tail and Poso is its bum. And it's got its foot in the air. Hey! Yeah, I cannot unsee that. So I had to share the joy. Right, let's get back to what I was showing y'all a moment ago. I'm going to go into the center of the eye now. We're going to go into the eye. We're going to have a look. Our eye's normally square. Well, a goat has a cool looking eye, don't it? Affirmation of your nation, not such a hallelujah. Boom, 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 plume, boom from a second source. Boom, 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 booming a storm. This storm would die if it wasn't for man doing it. Look as I go in the center. Look at the square bombs here. Boom, 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 boom. Right, it's undeniable. You can't take that bullshit excuse coming across from the nose that it should have something in the center. Bullshit. With lying to people. This is creating of individual vortices. One here, one here, one here. To move it, to nudge. Boom, boom. Creating a square gear and boom. Like a clutch. Boom, boom. Around and around you go. Just an explosion and a shockwave. Explosion and a shockwave. Turning and a burning. Turning and a burning. And well, I ain't a fool. There he is. There's Adrian. He'll be screaming like Rocky soon. Look at the bombs here. Boom, boom, boom. And these are 10-minute jumps. See, they really could bust their balls. They're lying to you. Don't believe that excuse. And they'll come out with another fact check of me. I don't love this. No, that the heart, we should not be seeing the... No. This is a not naturally occurring cloud formation. Now let's pick up the waveform. We'll zoom out a bit. I can't go too much more to the west, and after a while this will be off this feed. So this is probably one of the last good days of data I get, because I expect about the eye to have gone down toward here, or the center of squarulation of where it's turning. Boom, plumes. Split this fucking flow. A little bit faster. Boy, are you guys gonna get it. They're creating so much water is getting wicked up over here right now. Give me a moment. I gotta suss this. This is traveling upwind. Look, everything's streaming this way except here. It's wrong. Something's propelled and deploying some plumes. See him? That's the wrong direction. It's got to go in here too. Look, wrong direction. Pew, pew. Or the plume is going downstream from where it happened. Yeah, that's more likely. But that's a moving. And it's going to affect your weather, Australia, over the next 5 days, which are going to be memorable, to say the least. You got these pluming up, that pluming down. The Pluminazis are very active, creating storm dynamics here over the coast of Australia. Look here. I'm going to go in. Just going in, folks. Yeah, I'm sorry if I decided to change directions on this show, but I think it was more important that I get this documentation of the geoengineering of a flood that will affect the Darwin area over the next, well, it'll make it, they'll be calling it, remember, the Christmas flood. Satan Claus is coming over your town. He's booming and he's pluming. It's a torture to those awake, 'cause we see they're frying and booming the sky. So awake, for goodness sake. Oh, I better start to shout. I better loudly cry, even if I swear I'm telling you why. They're killing us. The cull is on. The cull is visible in front of your eyes. It's visible in the cough in your chest, in the seizures of the children that are dying, playing sports that they were physically fit to have and never smoked. It's visible in the tombstones. And I will not be silent when the Bill Gates, who funds geoengineering's logo for Windows, is over my sky. He does fund it. That's boom, boom, plumes, and it's affecting the weather, whether you believe it or not. Inconsequential to me. I just want to save your life, okay? Even if some of y'all wish mine ended, that's okay. I sometimes wish the same. I'm normal. Look at that, yeah? Not normally occurring cloud formations. I'm going to let this roll, man. I want a good image of this. Sorry if this is a longer show than you're used to, but it's going to be what it needs to be. It's almost dizzying. Okay, let's look at this. It's hard to pick up because it's going to get so whited out, you ain't going to get much definition to the sky. So you'll be looking up and not much of nothing else, and a bomb went off here. That direction, that direction. Ten minutes later, another one. See? Back, bomb, bomb, into the square. Shape charge. More of a whole cluster just went off here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a center point. I have a very big screen. Use a television. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 30-pound, 42-inch television. Yeah, it gets me down the road. Buy used, man. Pay cash. Fuck the system. All these people bitching about PayPal. It's one of our last vestiges to sneak each other anything in the world, and you guys put an end to it your own selves. Congratulations. Give yourselves a round of applause. Hey, you guys believe in cash. I accept that as support for my work, too, you know. I'll give you address. Send me a Christmas card. You can send me hate mail. I'll read it out. Thank you for the Christmas tree and the sex. I actually have the Christmas tree up. I don't have the lights on. I did. I put it together. I took the time, and John Sal and I talked about it, making it the bling bling tree and putting rings on it. I'm trying to talk about some because this is so hard to watch. They're poisoning my planet. I just finished watching The Way of the Water. I was in tears over some of it. Still am. Powerful messages in there. Watch out for the blinking light scenes when they get you breathing. Okay, watch for it. No, remember where you are and who you are. Yeah, there's some deep psyop goes on. Be careful. What did he just say? Mr. Subliminal. They're owning you. Look at the difference in the flows here with the different bombs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And where exactly am I? We're right under Papua New Guinea, off where they do a lot of flow moving through here. This is a key corridor because of the islands. I could create a lot of different Venturi effects through here, through flows here. I could create a suction that comes in that one, or this way, or that way. It's carburetors, carburetor and thistle tubes. Or an emulsion tool, excuse me. Got an emulsion tool. 2-stroke engine carburetors. Yep. That's what I see, and it makes my forecast accurate. Yeah, I got diploma in that too. I go to Durham, North Carolina for 3 months. I can have my bachelor's science. I only need a few electives, which you have to do in person. Actually, maybe I had technicality because I went in person for a year and a half. I should be able to do it online. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But they're having a class called Alternative Energies and Fuels for Cars and stuff. Alternative fuels, and I'd like to show them some things. Oh, look at the boom and went off here. That's why I'm going back and forth. I got the steps saying, and then a line of bombs. This from here, shot out. This direction, and this direction. That must be a big vessel. Or it's very high up and it can drop. Like, you know, shooting at a dartboard. If you had a big dartboard and you were really high up, you could aim. You could trip. There you go. 180! And went off the board. 180! But it's kind of how you get a different vector when you're coming down from the missile. You don't. See, platform could take out a lot of area. And cluster bombs are well known. Drone swarms, we know about. Their ability to deploy stuff, we know. So, is it going on? Requires full disclosure to prove. And that's what we need. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to waste my time on a WikiLeaks drops of a bunch of emails that over the last decade have yielded nothing. So I think I'll concentrate on this storm while other people pour over that. And give me the juicy bits, okay? Do your research. Thank you for doing that homework for me. I will concentrate on this for you. Deal? Look at the bomb field going in and feeding this storm on the side here. something that helps propagate EMF waveform and wick up moisture, most likely. Aluminum salts and shit like that. Pressure itself moves moisture, causes vapor, sublimation effects. Yes, subliminatories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the catcher's mitt. The smack in the face from the teddy bears. I will get by. I will survive. We gotta breathe from the skies. Do 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 do. I like the Grateful Dead and all, but man, there was a lot of brain cell and spiritual shit in there. What a bunch of fun people to be around. But that was a life, wasn't it? No, I wasn't traveling, Teddy Bear. I got to work security at a show. Right on the side of the stage. I was the cool guy that said, yeah, go on down to the pitch. Why? Because they gave us instructions. Said if anybody would try to rush the pitch, let them. So that meant that the band wanted people to come dance. So there was the cool guy. I'll give you money, let me down here. I'll just open the gate and let you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lots of bombs going out here fueling your weather, folks. So your storm for Darwin, let's discuss. Right, let's go right to the plan, and I'm going to use pressure animations and such this time. Right, here's what's coming out. Right, you have an invest area, all that count. Right, the flows are now making a turn. Most of the turns starting here, but it still has a pressure effect on this entire square, and it is a big square that's being nudged by another square here. So it's turning and burning. Okay, that's going to get it going low. The bubble up here is going to collapse onto itself. When this begins to dominate and move, this will become a snapback because there's a lean going on here, and then it'll go doink. When it goes doink, it'll start bubbling more into this because this low is owning the show now, and they're only showing a 975. You know, I'm showing a bit of a discrepancy between that and the super duper what a Cat 5 is, but you know, that's all of my business, right? So this is where your low is coming from, right? And over the next few days, she'll become quite organized. And then it might even get a name. It depends on the wind speed. Wind speed will be the determiner of whether it becomes a tropical depression or a tropical storm worthy of a name. And I don't think the wind speeds are ever going to be high enough to give this a name. It's just an investment. I call them Lando canes because they look like a hurricane looking when they get over land. All the dynamics of the pressure flows feeding it, heat, cold, bombs, and all microwaves create the dynamics. This is a thunderstorm map. It's not really the one I want. Wind-wise, that's what I wanted to show you. Wind-wise, it's not like you see in here with the purples, right? If I take off this pressure, you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about. See, it's just not there. It's not a cyclone, other than the moisture is moving cyclonically, or towards the direction of the rising sun. And that's fucking off. Fucking off and down, right? Have its moisture stripped. Will it come back around, you're asking yourselves? I don't see fucking how. It's headed to Africa, where it'll either go to the Madagascar Express to be some of it recycled and brought back around. Well, you'll see it in about a week and a half. Yeah, it takes about 4 days to hit here and 4 days to go to here and then wherever. Or warm that sucker, send it in Antarctica, melt some ice. Right? And that's where it's going. And I agree fully with that. That's why I'm not pulling any other graphics up. So calm your farms. However, where as far as your balls go, it's going deep on New Year's, right? Broom finally gets it. That must mean they're turning their radar off, bringing something down coast, giving a little drenching over here. Maybe there's some water needed in Marble Bar. Who knows? But looking at the pressures here for New Year's time, which you'll be in towards your New Year's Eve at this moment, you're fucked. He ain't going nowhere. This is another continued event. And the feed on this one with the high pressure block, right? Its path to resistance is down. For all intents and purposes, this should go that direction and out to sea. With the beaming over here, holding that over here and that over here, creating a shock wave to continually fuel in this is going to drive this in. This will move off and over down the South Island and go. This bubble up will then happen sideways and sideways. Winds from down this direction are going to pin this over here. The Vunt is fucked again. Happy New Year's. I just took you about a week in to the new year. Yeah. Read into what I just told you. Okay, that was what you're going to be very wet on New Year's up through this area. And the flows from down here when the pressures are like this for your New Year's Eve, you got bubble up. As that moves along, more rain will pop up in this corridor here. When this tendril snaps, bam, right into New South Wales, she'll come through the corridor behind the Townsville and all that radar corridor they create, right? The Queensland trough, if you will. Yeah, the in-between. Doink! Sorry to give you that news, but that's just the way it is. And once again, Alice will own the show. Expect to see the big popper over here. Master Blaster. We'll be having a convention on this coast when that happens. So we'll be watching this closely. If they're allowing storms through here, these are going to tickle on where it's looking like this kind of radar. They'll have like this look. Well, whammo. Where it's just fuzzy. There's enough energy to keep things fueling because it's reading this storm, right? But it's still nucleating candidates that are bouncing back. And you can see what pattern it's sending out. It's square with a corner of a square meet. And so that causes a bit of a rotation, square and squares. I've kind of explained that before in a video. You got two radar intersections coming here at the same time, which is going to cause a flow here today through this one here. So north of Griffin, that storm should track. You're catching a break there, Maldora. Unless the bombs decide different. See, I'm going to go over Australia now. Unless the bombs decide different, you ain't going to see too much on this. It's all whited out. Let's run. And he takes a sip. I love you, water. Water is an actual elemental drink. Earth, air, fire, and water it takes to make a cup of coffee. Not even talk earth and cup. Right? You have the bean, then you have to roast it. Then you have to use it to water. Right? So the earth grows the bean, we fire the bean, we introduce it to the water, and give it a flame to heat it. And whammo. Earth, air, fire, and water. Coffee is elemental, and I love you, elemental. Earth, air, fire, and water. Do you love the earth and the air and the fire and the water? Hey, I don't love everything that fire is used for, you know. But, you know, it sure is nice. And a cold winter's night. Oh, my, look at the microwave pinning on over here while this bomb field goes off. Oh, that's going to get very electric, that tail end. They've made a roll cloud. And electricity will spin sideways like this. Like a sideways toilet flush, which is electrical. So they've just made a... Oh, that's bad. So you be watching this coming through here today. If she interacts with this one here, that's going to begin to rotate. Let's look at the Sydney, Bombay. Oh my, look at that line of bombs there. Would you look at the gelt? Boom, boom, boom! With the plumes going over Australia, just taking away your starry night. Starry, starry night. Because the moonrise is very important on the solstice day. Because I don't believe that's what Stonehenge was celebrating. Because it was winter time, and it was getting darker and darker and darker, and on that particular day, their chanting started to work, and he marked it with stone. On this day, it goes back the other direction if we do this, and the mantras began over the solstice, and it became many, many places celebrate the solstice because of that, you know. And I do believe that Bernard Cornwell wrote a really good story called Stonehenge, and it talks about it being a moon things, and he brings into it artifacts that were found under the stones when they were re-put back in place, when people use this Tartarian reset stuff, which I'm not going to totally get into here while I'm following this Mercedes-Benz subliminal signal going across the population and trying to buy the new car. And field of bombs went off and then entered this field of microwaves and it fell out on my Gondwana rainforest, and I'm not happy about that at all. And as the field of bombs is going across an area, I predicted for some very, very high totals coming up this way over the holiday season. You get a Christmas flood. And it's going to be, let me get the, I need names. Gans, McKay, this area here gets Christmas flood. That's still on. I was correct. Not winding you up to prepare you for something. Look at that bomb just come and go. Coming and going, they're bombing you. The colors on your breedy ear, they're toxifying you. Spreading that Christmas cold. What's in the bubble wrap? Oh, pop a bubble wrap, get a toxin. I always wondered that because there was a TV show that used that. They took over the whole universe from some shopping network, did it. It was like an Amazon of the universe. And then the bubble wrap was the control stuff that culled. Yep. Or you turn people into zombies that they could control. Yeah, that's a bomb line. Isn't that obvious? Look at the boogeyman's cloud here. Get insectoid giant adamant. And the bomb's going out of my ocean. And I'm not happy about that. I'm not McLovin' this shit at all. Not at all. Chemtrail. Bomb field going off over here. Where are we at now? Over someone's house. You know, long reach. Is that a radar beam nucleating? Do we got two beams pointing to another station? Is something going on here? What's going on? I gotta know. I gotta know for sure. Is this one beaming? Come on in. Beam them at night. Boom, 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 boom. They're pluming. Yeah, nothing obvious. Unless you got a mobile unit. What's a mobile unit? Mobile Doppler weather radar trucks. Doppler on wheels. Images. See any of these around? See any of those? It's all it takes. Bzzz, getting fried, all on wheels, new Doppler weather radar trucks. Don't take much. Don't tell me you can't get a fleet of them out there in the middle of a storm. The Dow network. Look. See it? Don't tell me it ain't passable. There's no radar there, Robert. You could put these on a freaking airboat. Beam them from the middle of a newly formed flooded lake. Trying to take a pic with your phone. Yeah, that's always fun, isn't it? And look at these. Doppler on wheels. Network consists of 3 mobile radar networks. Dow 1, Dow 7, and Dow 3. Rapid radar Dow 488. And here's what they could throw at you. Look at the ionizer here. Look at the storm over there. Look at the testicles pointing down the Satum scrotums known as Mammatus cloud. Mammatus. Homo mammatus, a man-made. Oh, look at the coffin. What the fuck is up with this? So is this where they're operating it? In the United States. Rapid scan. Well, that's very interesting. Here's the plans. You're going to have a look at this, ain't you? Bzzz. Stepped course to manual elevation scan. Well, you could do a lot, huh? That's why I say the different layers of the cake can get beamed separately. That's a very vibratory frequency for storms, 9600. Very interesting. Were there any in Australia? Let's find out. I want you guys to have all of it. Let's just have it. Oh, I just dropped the mic. Here's a guy who says, hey, this is a good idea, and he's frying his own self. But this is a Google image. I don't usually go with stuff like that. I want a website. Doppler weather radar. Histories. BAA systems. Wow, the trailer. These are big blasters. You see these on like battleships. Missile frigates. Yeah, but bigger ones. I don't know if it's going to load right. I might have too much up. This is when they fuck with me the most. Because I'm popping you the docks. I'm proving a point that it's possible to get a radar return coming in from another direction that isn't the radar stations you know about. That's my point with all this. Okay, that's not loading right. Oh, it still is. Well, this must be a big one. Yeah, go on. Have it. Downloads. Overview. Radars are best on a modular architecture, providing flexibility for future upgrades. In other words, they'll stick anything they want in here, anytime they want. That's just a platform to scan and move and predictably do your azimuth declinations and all that to aim things where you want it. Gain of up to 41 dBA. Yes, that's come on. You better quit lying. Here's some range radars and compact tracking radars, which are well usable. Innovative multiple object radars that you could put on stands that you won't know. Hey, Robert, what's that thing up there? I think I've seen some of these in cities. I said I think. Right, and here's about that, in case you're too lazy to find links. Right, when you say you want to know stuff and you don't want to do the homework. There's one of these in Westfield. There you go. A Westfield Mall looks like a Jewish symbol, don't it? Their logo. See their fry boxes? Modular. That could be a camera or even a laser might be used in that. System is equipped to provide precise time, space, position, information, and data of multiple objects in flight over a wider field. Oh my. The legacy multiple object tracking radar systems. Right? In other words, they can track individual plumes. So you're going to go look at this, isn't it? You got radars, precision radars, multiple fryers, trailer fryers, and you don't forget the good old laser beam, man, because nothing cooks a hot dog like a laser beam, you know? Robert. Of course you got to worry about sustainability. You know, fuck that shit. Careers. Okay, what we got here? What are they? Oh, yeah, like I told you, this is military shit. BAA Systems Australia. You could have an early career at the Team Tempest. The Tempest. It does sound very nice. The Maelstrom. The Femaelstrom, if you will. Edge inside innovation and inspiration. I'm just going to vomit. I told you, this is military shit. You got one of these? What's in that dome, Robert? One of those. That's Adelaide's Meteor 1500S radar. That's what's under the ball. Oh, wow. Look. Got it on the jack on the side. Yeah, we'll just crank that sucker right on up there. Right on up there. We'll blast them. And that's big enough ones that you see on ships and boats that go by. So they could have backdoor computer their way into that. Don't tell me it can't be done. Don't look. They'll tell a weather modification. Or that they could do that. Or causes, no, they're not saying it does this. Here's smart assery. Causing landslides, urban floods, and flooding for years. Compact radar. Give a lightning bolt on your freaking on your golf club. Hey, have some wet tires or not. Snow and hail, anybody? Precipitation causers. Multiple. At their leisure, they will do these things, and they got no energy to hear your complaints. They're treating the water like shit. Creating disasters. Yeah, this is my own interpretation of what they're not saying. Like when you put on the They Live glasses, this is what you see. Able to induce magma excitations in the mantle that could cause volcanic eruptions. Could cloud up so your solar radiation panels don't work that they sold you, that toxified the planet more than the actual making of electricity did before. Inducing voltages in lines that cause power outages and fry electronics, thus improving economies in localized areas. Look how many we sold. No kidding. If 20 heaters fried in the same neighborhood and one store sold them all within hours, it told me something. Amusement park. They're having fun. This is where they take the children in the Magic Kingdom where I'm pointing Club 33. Hashtag exposed to 28. This must happen. Yeah, we had to stop the traffic and railroads and the use of the planes to do these things to our skies. An AWACS plane as well, the weather radar plane, can also influence the weather. Okay, you're aware of those. right? New generation AWACS plane. All right, these things. And these things also can shoot off flares. And I'm not going to get into that part, but there's a big radar up there. Oh, Wacky, can I have one of these at my house? Can I buy one? I put off the opposite signal? Or would I be part of the problem? Look, I got one of those in here. Hey, look right in there like a toilet plunger. It's a Dalek, man. It really is. It's a Dalek frying it with the toilet plunger. Oh my God. Platform portable. Just fry them high, fry them low, fry them wherever they want to go. Welcome to the machine. In the 10s and 8 frequencies are the mind controlling frequencies of your dreams. Elon Musk bought Twitter to get you in the pipeline to fill in your time. Bzzz. Really? He is. He ain't let none of us truthers back in. But his golfing buddies are. Because they got money he wants. He buys and sells company and makes money. Yeah, you got Friedel on that line. See it? Right there. So I'm going to get back to your the forecast. I got it stuck on my head now. So welcome to the skies that look like a latrine. Right. I can zoom way back or I can zoom way in. Or I could do this in 2 shots. So I'm going to give you guys 2 shots. Have a look. This is what to expect. Over the next 24 hours, I'll let it go in 1 hour increments. Find your house. I bless it all. Yeah, peroxide in vocal cords. That means my voice will change again when I'm done. As it kills the stuff in my throat. That's how my vocal cords, as the funguses die and leave my body, and my cords get back to more of a normal. Alice is going to fry a big line along the train line running from Mount Isis to Tennant's Creek. Darwin is about to start to see the curling of the low off the coast right here at Cunnamulla, right on that day. As we head into Friday, it's full on raining. Your totals are going to be extremely high as it spits these bands into the country, right? You're going to watch the spits. They're very important. They'll spitting over land just like they do out to sea. And this is common. See the tail end? This is common. 1, 2, 3 shockwaves coming from this direction. The complements of the Fiji radar system. And what's coming down here. When it hits this flow here, she's coming straight down. Watch. So this is your problem too. These islands will split this in half. And this come this way, that go that way. So watch. Watch the water. Watch the waves of the water as you head in towards your Christmas. It's a very bad time. Yeah, the daytime flare-ups. Looks like they got a nighttime storm coming too. Fuck. So the timing of these things is short. Right when Santa's supposed to be riding his sled, man. Do you think Santa's gonna have to use the deep underground tunnel network? The bunkers, the dumbs? I don't deny their existence. I deny their liberation. I don't hear no parents saying they got any kids back. What shame. One person even said because they had to kill them all. Oh, that's the worst thing I ever heard. No, a Q person actually told me that once. You want to talk about a heartless thing to believe in? That's heartless. Yeah, I hope the whole community don't think that. Yeah, I listen to you guys. I just get tired of it being told as a fact. It's like the Lando Kane they're predicting is going to come in along this path. I'll be able to read the exact path probably about Tuesday. Because the beams will set it in place. I'll know exactly what you're going on for New Year's Eve. That's important. So I'll make sure I treat important things like they're important. Like your lives. The lives of your pets. Now I'm going to go south and give you the southern portion show. Here you go. Tassie and Zealand. Here's your next 24 hours under 1 hour clicks, and I'll speed you along. You expect some heavy totals. Earthquakes are going to continue because of the beaming. I expect some to be heavier than what did you have? The 6.3 out in the trench is pretty high, but that was probably a landslide under the waterway out in the trench up here. Yeah, man, the pork chop was moving. Did you catch that? It's out there. That line that comes through Melbourne here, and about 18 hours from now. 16 hours. Right in there. The flow, when they let it through the strait, it's going to bring stuff inland from here. And this will truck through. And swiftly exit the scene. But not before, although it must be rotating because it's backfilled. What's the wind doing? She has to form a low when she comes up. Venturi effect demands it. There had to be a low to do the pull for the high to float toward. And as Christmas approaches, it's going to be a wet one to the east side of the Richmond Ranges line. Christchurch, very wet. And once that line moves through, you should get a little bit of a clear out, which is nice to see. With the high over you, you shouldn't have any rain at all, but you know, the days are gone. You actually have a high bubble up doing a suction here. With pressures like that on that day, there shouldn't really be a bunch of storms here other than the pressure line down to the 18s bringing it on the bubble up. When it does that, it brings just enough moisture to keep it wet along those lines. Hey, where's Ruby? Did they arrest her? Yeah. One of the naughty nanas, my trucketeers. I have not heard anything from them in a while. Yeah, I'm a bit concerned. So let's, somebody let me know. Right, this is your Christmas day here along the corridor. It's scheduled to be a wet one. I told you it was gonna. All the pressure said so. So, suck it up, buttercups. Buttercups grow well in the rain, but they don't eat sunshine. So don't rain on your own parade. Don't be a numpty. I'm sorry if the microphone went a little further. I got a bit animated there. I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. It's been a whole year of geoengineering reporting faithfully a few times a day, sometimes 3, with occasional break. As we headed in toward the New Year's, it's not looking good for the places that they want the cobalt. It's not looking good for where the train lines are wanted. It's not looking good for you and I because the call is on. Big love, people. Stay safe. Peace.